Okay, well, welcome to our Wednesday night meditation. Thank you all for being here. It has been a busy day for me and a busy few days, so I'm using my meditation to help me slow things down and maintain perspective and to nurture the parts of me that caretaking allows you to nurture and trying to engage and dig into my compassion and to my kindness and to manage my own frustration and fatigue. And so I found it to be helpful. So we will begin today as I set my clock so we can get this organized and go from there. All right, everybody. So as we begin today, we will just close our eyes and sit back in our chairs or on the bed or the floor or wherever it is that you are sitting. And we'll take a deep breath in and we'll feel that breath through the nose, around and out, being very aware of our breath as it comes in and our breath as it leaves. Repeating to ourselves as we slow down today, I breathe in, I am aware of the air entering my nose. I feel it flowing through, and I'm aware of my exhale. And again, we follow our breath, and we settle ourselves in, and we engage with our environments with our eyes closed. We open up all of our senses. We open up our hearing to hear the quiet and the silence and the hum perhaps of the house and the sounds that surround us, those pitches that are just at the edge of our hearing, either high or low, the natural sounds of the environment that are out there, perhaps the whirring of an air conditioning fan or the blowing of the air conditioner, or the sounds that are surrounding us depending on our environment. And we tune into them and we listen closely. And we feel those sounds throughout our body. Not only do we hear them, we sense them, we feel them. They go deep into us, right through us, and flow out. And we feel the environment on our skin, the coolness of our houses, or the warmth if we are outside, or the combination of the warmth of our body as it takes on the cool temperature in the air. And we let that come over us. And we dig into those senses. We dig deeply into them. We allow them to settle. And we breathe in and we engage our olfactory sense and any odors or fragrances or smells that surround us. Perhaps we can smell food cooking from the kitchen. Perhaps we can smell the sweet fragrance of a flower. Perhaps it's the clean smell of a cleaning fluid. Perhaps it's just the underlying odor of our own houses and the natural mix of people and things and foods and cleaning supplies and animals that we share those environments with. And so we mix all of these things together, our sense of smell, our sense of hearing, our sense of touch, our sense of taste, and our vision, even with our eyes closed. There are visions that cross through our visual field, and we see them as they go, perhaps from left to right, as if we're reading a book. They rise up on one side, they flow through us on the other, and they come down. We allow ourselves to sit, and we drop our shoulders, and we relax our bodies, and we slow our thought process down, as if there are little individual bits of information that cross it, almost like dots lighting up through our vision, one dot at a time. So it crosses from left to center, to right, and out our visual pool. And a new visual image perhaps enters, and we watch it flow, and we see the ongoing flow of our mind, our sixth sense, our conscious awareness, our processing of information, our understanding of the world around us. But we step back from that understanding, or the meaning that we create in the vision and the hearing and the senses that come to us. If we pick a flower, like a red rose, and we see it and hold it in front of us, we see a rose as a whole item. But if we hone our senses in on different parts of it, we can see how it breaks down, much like our thoughts break down into their component parts. We have a whole thought, a whole emotion, joy, stress, worry, happiness, grief. But if we held that in our hands like we hold the rose in our hands, perhaps we're holding a bouquet of roses as we hold a bouquet of emotions. But we put all the roses down but one. We put all the emotions and thoughts down, but let a single one arise and be with us. We can break it down. We can use our sense of touch to just run our fingers along the stem, avoiding any thorns that might be in the way. We're rolling our fingers over them and feeling the sharp edges, not as part of the rose, but as just the sensation of a pinprick. We can feel the smoothness of the stem, and as we got to the bottom, we could feel the moisture, and not the moisture coming from the flower as part of the rose, but just the moisture as water deposited out the rose and onto our hands, not as even a drop, but just a feeling of moisture, of slight wetness that we can feel with our fingers and roll it around in our palm. And we glide our way back up the rose. And we feel the smooth rose petal, the softness of its touch, and not again as part of the rose, but just as this item that has a soft, almost velvet-like touch that we could feel, as if we could close our eyes and not see a rose, but just experience the tactile sensation. We take the flower, we hold it to our nose, we take in the fragrance, And since our eyes are closed, we don't see a flower. We don't see a rose. We don't see the red. We only smell it. And so the smell is no longer an aspect or the definition of the rose. It's just a fragrance. Slightly sweet, perhaps. Fragrant, light, pleasant. Something that we can take in and let it wash over our bodies. Focusing on just what that odor is and our experience of it. If we open our eyes to look at the rose closely, we can see its color. This rose is red, perhaps another one you have is yellow or white. But if we just look at the color and our experience of the color, we can see what the color evokes. As you look at red, what do you see? How do we define it? What does it look like? Is it bright? Is it shiny? Is it deep? Is it faded? Is it closer to wine color? Is it closer to a rosé or a pink color? And we just experience the color apart from the rose. An aspect of how we define what this is. And we open our eyes and we see the whole flower. The whole thing. All the pieces of it. And we take it in, we experience it in its wholeness and how we define it. And we take it and we put it in a vase and we put some water in it. And we take the rest of the roses that we have, a yellow one, and we place it in, a white one, and we place it in, a pink one, and we place it in. And as we have the magnificent ability to conjure an image up, we can make the roses any color we want, even colors that we've never seen a rose be. We recognize our power to create reality out of something that isn't there. An orange rose, a lime green rose, a hot pink rose, a brown rose. We have a bouquet that we have willed into existence. And we recognize that we have the ability to create illusions, to create fantasy, create a world that doesn't necessarily actually exist in reality, but can seem very real. We breathe in and we breathe out. We focus our attention and our awareness. And we sit with that focused attention and awareness. And we let it overcome us. And we come to the realization that the meaning in the world that we create as we walk through it is not always a representation of the reality of the world. We can see two people playing in a playground, and we can envision what their conversation is. And we can watch their actions and think about what their relationship is. But that's a creation. And we recognize our creation, that we've created meaning for an interaction that we can barely see, nor do we have any knowledge of the reality of the people who are in it, but just a vision and a definition. and a way to understand it. And so we can see as we walk through our lives that we create this all the time. The reality is a creation. Our reality is a creation. And so as we let things arise in our minds, we work to clean off the projections of our minds from what we see. We take a moment to see them in their most basic sense, as their basic element. The red is red in our perception. In this case, it's part of a flower. Could just as well be part of a fire engine, or a fire, or a red crayon, or Santa Claus's suit. They all are red. But as we see them in context, we all define them in unique and different ways. So as we begin to think about the images that arise for us, we try to see them without defining them. If I see food, perhaps I can see it at its base level. I can see the cucumber hanging off the stalk. I can see the green of the cucumber and the little pointed pricks that it has on it, that if you grab it, they stick you, and you feel a sensation that tells you to let go. So I hold it very carefully as I pop it from the plant. And I carry it, and I wipe it off, and I dust it, and I take it by the hose, and I hold it in my hand. I see its color, I feel its texture, I smell its odor, break it open. I see how the outside is a dark green and the inside is a light green. I see the seeds, I see the water and the moisture and the walls. I wash it off with the hose to wash away any dirt or debris that has accumulated from sitting outside and growing. I take it in the house. I walk up the back steps into the kitchen. I put half of it in the refrigerator. And I take a bite out of the other half. I can feel the roughness of the skin and the softness of the meat of the cucumber. I can feel the water as if I'm drinking a glass of water emerge from the vegetable. I can feel my mouth chewing, my teeth grinding the cucumber so that I can swallow it. And I'm acutely aware of each action and sensation and the time that I take to engage in this, all the way down to feeling the cucumber as it rolls down my mouth and into my stomach and into my belly. I sit back in my chair, in my place, and as things rise in my mind, I take the lesson of how we looked at the rose, how we looked at the cucumber, how we experienced each of these things. We saw them in their component parts and how we created the reality of what they are and how we define them and how we understand them. And as things arise in my mind, I try to see them in the same way, whatever they are. What are the component parts of my emotions? To see the roots of where they come from, to see the ways they've been nurtured, to feel them as almost as if I can grasp them in my hands, to smell them as if I can put them to my face and absorb the odor, to hear the sound of what's arising in my mind, to hear the chatter of my mind, or the colors that are evoked, or the sounds that are created, to see the experience with the world as I interact with it in a very granular and focused manner. And I let go of all of that. I let it come across my mind and float away up into the sky. I let it roll through, knowing that everything is constantly moving, little at a time, little at a time, but never still. We're always breathing. Blood is always flowing in our bodies. Waves are always coming across us. The earth is always moving beneath our feet, carrying us with it. There's a piece of our experience that we can see and a piece that we keep hidden. So as we sit and focus our attention, we try to allow everything that is hidden and that has been tamped down to just rise up and to see it. To see it like we saw the red of the red rose. To feel it like we felt the droplet of water on our hand. To smell it like we took in the fragrance of the flower. The whole environment. So we sit and we engage with our breath. We breathe in and we breathe out. Feel our breath enter our noses. We feel it come out through our mouths. We feel our lungs fill with air, and we feel them expel that same air. We feel our bellies rise. We feel our bellies fall. In and out. In and out. And namaste. May the light in me shine in you.